And boom! What's up, everybody? Welcome back
Hi.
to episode, this is number 6. Today we're joined by a man with many names. Novera HD recently made the conversion over to, I guess, Top5Central.
Top five, yep.
But what's up, dude? Welcome to the show.
I'm excited to be on, and we were talking about this before, right? And what's so weird is that I'm so used to being on the other side where I'm the viewer, so it's weird
Yeah.
being the one talking.
Yeah, because you
But,
reached out to me and you're like,
there
oh,
we
like
go.
I'm a fan of the show, and I don't know, like I was like, I don't know really any YouTubers that watch it. I mean, some people kind of like you will just be like, yeah, like I listen to it once in a while or whatever. And it's always like so surprising to hear that because I mean, as far as like my channel goes, like the podcast is kind of like a low key thing that like less people follow. So whenever someone's like, yeah, I'm a fan of the show, it's like that's awesome. Like that just means so much to me.
Well, you know what is that? So normally you listen to a podcast, and it's like either normal guys who talk about everyday type thing. But with you, it's like you talk about like the life of a YouTuber, and you have a really strong moral compass that I agree with on how a YouTuber should act and the consistency of videos, and I really like that and I respect that, and it keeps me in tone on what I should be doing, and it's really actually it's really helped my channel grow. A lot of the tactics that you kind of sneak in, and you don't even realize it, and you're sneaking in these tactics to grow the channel or how to manage a channel, and it's really helpful, especially to all the viewers out there. um, I absolutely love it because there's a lot of things that you could learn, especially that you don't know, and coming from a
Dang,
big
interesting.
YouTuber, it's
Yeah.
straightforward. It's like, wow, like I've and you just so much information that I don't know if a lot of the viewers can pick up on it though, because a lot of it's like YouTuber slang where you're like, oh, this CPM and that, or network or that, but I pick up on a lot of it and I really like it. So
Well, yeah,
yeah,
that's I mean, that is one of the things with the podcast is like I remember when I was more so much of a viewer than a YouTuber. I really liked the genuine videos YouTubers would make, like where they're just like talking. I still like to watch a lot of that kind of stuff, like when PewDiePie makes a video where he's just talking to a camera about like guys, don't worry about how much money I make, or like all that kind of stuff. Like to me, like that really speaks to me a lot, and I always like that. So I was like, I kind of want to have at least some part of my channel that has that kind of like genuineness to it. That's just a
yeah,
person, right? You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
it's
I
easy to
totally
get
get it.
kind of like caught up in YouTube and just trying to make the most entertaining videos where you kind of lose a bit of that personal touch. And I mean, to each channel is different, but for me, that's what I try to do, anyways. So
Yeah, and I mean, I've always wanted to do something like this, and I tried doing some sort of like cool series on my channel where like you seen like Drama Alert or Scares where they're like, oh, this is what's happening in the community. They like report on the news or whatever, and it's really cool. And I've always wanted to do something like that, but it's just like I don't think I have the personality to do it. I always have like the information to talk about, and I love talking about stuff. It's just I don't know if I ever would be willing to do it. It's a big commitment to start. And I
yeah,
mean, this is episode 96,
yeah, this
which
has been going on for over 2 years now, I would imagine, which is crazy. Dang, I never even thought about that, but I gotta be coming up on
100, yeah, you're
well, coming up on 100. So the 2 year anniversary, I think it was sometime around this time 2 years ago.
Mhm.
So that's actually when I think about that, that's pretty crazy that I've been doing this for two
Yeah.
years because it's like a once a week thing. So I just pop on and let's see. I'm just gonna go to my first episode was in April 11th. So well within 2 years of doing this.
So
Well
question,
beyond, I should say. Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
go
know
ahead.
if this is like a big secret that you got going on, right? But is there anything big that's happening for your 100th episode? I mean, it must be like a pretty big milestone, right? You're gonna bring on like every zombie YouTuber. It's gonna be this big party or like,
I don't know, man. I got a few ideas for this. Like, basically, the three ideas is like have someone in my personal life come on, have a whole bunch of like zombies YouTubers come on, or just try to get like a really big guest. Those would be like one of
I have a
the.
really good idea, and I
All right.
don't. Well, actually, technically, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it or not, okay? But so what we were talking about before, and I was like, I don't know if I should talk about it and whatever.
Uh,
You should do something with that, the
that
first
was the most
podcast.
obscure idea ever
Yeah,
to the
everyone's
people
like,
watching.
what's going on? Like Easter egg, David Vonderhaar is coming on, but it's like, no, it's and I don't know. it's up to you on whether you want to tell them my idea or not. Well, I mean, because you've already
Okay.
like, I mean, I guess technically you've already said it to them, but
Yeah. So what Tommy's talking about is if I were to do an in real life podcast with a whole bunch of YouTubers,
yep,
that would be, dude. That's not a bad idea,
yeah.
and that might be I'm gonna be in a place with a bunch of YouTubers
Oh, very soon.
on the week of 100 rolling around. I'm pretty sure.
Uh, what it should be 4 weeks, right? Yeah. So, I don't
97,
know.
98, 99, 100. Ooh, and that would
That's a
be
good idea.
the 16th, the 23rd. That would be it. Oh,
That's a
yeah, man, that's not a bad idea. The only problem with that is that might be really close to when DLC.
Oh, you know what? That's true.
But I mean,
The
I usually I take a week off every time a DLC or a map or a game drops just for that. So, anyways, that's a good idea. I like that idea to consider to do one with.
Yeah, all the people you'll be with.
Dang.
No names involved. Secretive. You guys won't
No
know.
names involved,
You
but
guys
it
won't
would be
know.
a real life video with a bunch of YouTubers.
Yep.
Because I was thinking of doing something like a 4 hour episode and just like go on and on and on forever. So that's not a bad way. That could work, maybe. I don't
That'd
know.
be interesting. I would see the only concern that I have though is that there's gonna be so many people that it's gonna be so. I mean, I don't know how it would technically work. Like everyone would be like, oh, like I want to talk, and but it could
Yeah.
be interesting though. I mean, a
Well,
lot of people on a podcast is kind of sloppy, but at the
that's
same
that,
time though,
that is one of the things is the more people you get, the more like chaotic it gets. And I usually try to keep it to two because I feel like I'm better at like a one-on-one sort of vibe. 3 people's fine. I've done 4 once, and that was the point where some people start getting. It's mostly like
yeah,
people start getting drowned out. So like one person, if you're like the most like alpha talker, will drown other people out. That's typically what happens. So
hmm
it'd be hard to do, but that's I don't know. I like that idea. I do like that idea. I don't know, but something cool has to happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, or you could just bring on the PPSH from your 500K special and
Just chill with the PPSH. Just
yeah,
be like,
guys.
out here with my fake gun.
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah,
Just
that
like
would be sweet.
call up David Vonderhaar. That's what you need to do. Because just heads up, I'm not exposing you, Pat, but we all know that Activision's giving you COD points.
Of
You and
course.
T Martin's in your closet right now making videos right now, and all you guys have these COD points.
Man, I
And
wish I got COD points is the thing. Like
I know.
everyone's like, oh, like screw this, man. Like I'd be. Oh, actually, I mean, T Martin even made a video. It was like, screw you guys. Like I don't even care what people are saying. Like I gave them away. I do the same thing. Like I wouldn't care. Like and the thing was, it was like $20 worth of COD points,
I
and
know.
it's T Martin. Like it's not like he can't afford it. Like he could have just burnt a $20 bill in that video and been like, whatever, doesn't matter. Like dude's got a Nissan GTR. Like
Yeah. I don't know, man. I find it so funny though, but at the same time, I mean, because you got to understand, like these, like they're like, oh, they're being paid by Activision, but it's like they're not. They're obviously not getting paid because I mean, you got to understand how much money these guys are making. Which that's none of our business. I don't like talking about like money that people are other people's money that they're making or whatever. But they really not only do they not need to get paid by Activision, but it's like who doesn't want to be on good terms with a company that could benefit them so much? Like I
yeah,
see lots of people and they're like, "Oh, you're this, you're a COD lover, whatever." Like it's like, well, yeah, obviously I'm gonna like the game that I post every single day, and as well, they invite me out. I'm really good friends with the people who make the game, and they invite me out to these special events where it really gives my channel a boost. I would be really nice with them, and I mean, they
yeah.
do way more than just
It's
give
just a
money.
good business decision. And like T Martin said, if it was another company, like I mean, like G Fuel, for example, sent me free stuff.
Mhm.
Like no one fusses if a different company sends free product or free merch or anything like that. But because it's Call of Duty and it's the game he plays, people are mad about it. Like it's just silly. It's
Yeah.
such a silly thing to worry about.
And I think as Call of Duty has become such a hated game lately, and I don't know why. It just I mean, I guess Infinite Warfare is really giving a bad rap, and I don't even think that it's just Infinite Warfare. I think it's the trend that everyone thinks Infinite Warfare is really bad. Um,
Yeah, well, it's like people like to see giants fall, right? It's interesting and it's cool to kind of like be a part of like, oh my god, 2 million dislikes. But really, like the way I said it is like, Call of Duty's on such a high perch, and it's easy to fall from high places, right? So if
yeah.
people see that, they're like, oh, let's go
Let's see
with
what
it.
happens then.
Even though we no one has played Infinite Warfare yet. Nobody knows what it is, so you can't say anything.
Mhm.
But
I'm really curious though because they say it's boots on the ground, but there's like I mean they're flying, like ships in space, and
yeah,
it's like it could be really good and no one knows. But at the same time though, a lot of people were psyched for Ghost, and we all kind of we knew how that ended up. So, but
yeah,
can't name can't mention that name in this
I don't know,
call.
dude. I really don't know. Um, so this was I was gonna lead with, but then we just kind of got completely carried
Yeah, I
away.
know.
Top fives. You've
Top
been on
five.
the top five game,
Hmm.
and it's been going well for you. It's been
Eh,
going crazy well. I've been following your channel since basically when you started it,
mhm.
and recently, dude, you've been like blowing up. It's crazy. It's actually crazy to see how well your channel's been doing.
It's surprising to me too. I look at it and so, I mean, and I try not to look at numbers, right? And this is something that you've definitely preached, and it's how I've gotten this kind of like established. I don't really take a look at the numbers. I always just do my best to put out the best possible content. And people appreciate that. They realize that you spend hours working on your videos and making really entertaining content. And that's at the end of the day, that's what matters. But the growth though, it's because people really like that type of content and I mean in zombies, right? There's like what 40 zombie. Oh, I wouldn't say 40, but there's lots of people who post content, right? And a lot of it is the same recycled content, like people posting tutorials or news. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing because if you're a channel was one of the first news channels like Mr. Dalek, right? And he and John's been, he's been what since World at War, I think.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time.
And so you see like new people who just started posting news or leaks or something like Glitching Queen. She recently just got big for news or something like that, and she posted something before Dolly. It doesn't mean that he should stop posting news, you know, but with top fives, right? And a lot of people do post top fives. Don't get me wrong, but like the specific top five channel that have our genre of content is very limited, and it's a
Yeah,
very hot topic, and I think that's why people are they're flooding the channel.
yeah. Well, the thing with top fives is they're so perfect for YouTube, right? They're so just like set up to succeed on YouTube because number one, just the way that the algorithm on YouTube works is by view time, and with the top five, you click on it and you watch five, and then it like, oh, I'll watch four, and then it just keeps you there till the end of the video. They're so good at doing that, and just the way people watch videos on YouTube, like it just lends itself so well. I mean, I've seen success with them. I've like you're seeing that now. It just
Mhm.
it's a thing people really like. But it's hard to keep it fresh. And
Oh
I
yeah.
remember like for me between like the year, but basically the whole year before Black Ops 3 came out, I was like me and Lex were very hard on the top fives, and like
Yeah.
that was basically like what made my channel. Um, and to see like how well those did was really cool. But eventually we hit a point where we both kind of agreed like, man, if you're just gonna keep doing like this kind of top five, like it's just getting old. Like you got like someone has to switch it up. And I remembered saying like the person that makes a top five channel dedicated to all of gaming is gonna do crazy.
Mhm.
And you've kind of done that. Like you're taking a different perspective on it than I thought the person that would do it would. But it's really cool to see like how you've been going at that.
Yeah, and especially though, we have lots of plans to expand, to collaborate. Um, there's lots of stuff that we could do that I never even thought of 2 months ago when I made the channel. So when we originally started it, it was just like, all right, let's do all of gaming. And we wanted to get a cool URL. So we were like, all right, let's do top five gaming. And we were that close to doing top five gaming. And then at the very end where we finally got our branding done and stuff like that, they were like, dude, the URL is taken. And because we thought that we could get the URL because there was no channel or whatever, but we're like, all right, we'll just get the URL when it comes down to it. Everything's done. URL, sorry. So we're like, all right, what could we do? And I'm going to college next year, and I don't want to say like the name of my college or whatever, but my college is Central, and I was like, that's a good name, like Top5Central, and it kind of roll like I don't know. You keep saying a bunch of names, and then all of a sudden it's just like, wow, like that one just stuck, and I was like, all right, I'll go with that.
Yeah,
Um,
when you know on a name, you know. Like you want the thing that people do bad with names, and I mean names is not something that really makes a channel at all.
mhm.
But a name is something that can break a channel. Like if you have
Oh
a
yeah.
bad name, it
Mhm.
just it makes it hard. Like if you have a name that limits your channel, like for
And that's
me,
what, yep,
I
that's what
knew
we're
I wanted
going.
to do gaming,
Mhm.
but I didn't. I was like, I guess I'll do zombies for now. So I just the plays like I play like I don't even need to play video games. I could just play
Yeah.
board games. You know what I mean? Like very broad names
Uh-huh.
are the best.
Yeah. And that's where we're kind of restricted is that we are Top 5 Central,
Yeah.
and we're stuck in top fives. Like, what are you gonna do? And I mean, because we have lots of ideas. I mean, we literally have like a year's worth of content planned out.
Dang.
And yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't say a year, but you get what I'm saying. Though, lots of video. I
A
mean,
lot.
we already have the full summer upload schedule, and
Wow.
so it's like we're not running out of ideas anytime soon. But
No, dude.
in a
Well, I
year
mean,
from now, we have no clue.
yeah. I'll put it this way. I managed to do a year and a half of top fives for a third of a video game. I didn't do them daily. I did them weekly. But for
Yep.
zombies, I managed to do top fives every single Saturday for
Yeah.
like over a year. So you're gonna be fine. Like you won't run out of ideas. And the thing like I
Yep.
really like to see with how you kind of did it was like you said you started with gaming, but
Mhm.
how you're kind of branching out in like top five saddest moments on YouTube
Yep.
or Twitch. And the video I watched today, like I'm just kind of into cars. I thought the video with like top five YouTuber cars, like I thought that was really interesting just to see. And you know, it's things that like if you're in the scene, you can kind of like, oh, I wonder if this one's in, and I wonder if this one's in it. But it's interesting to see like your picks and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, at first it wasn't like we were doing like Twitch stuff, like oh, like craziest moments on Twitch, and a lot of people liked it, but the zombies videos was really where our original fan base was from. So one of my partners who runs the channel with me, he was like, dude, you need to branch out. You need to branch out because if you don't, you're gonna get stuck in zombies. And I was like, I don't know if that's a bad thing. And this was when our channel was blowing up because we had one video that was just doing really well. It was like the top 5 worst zombie maps or something like that. And right now it's at like 800,000 views, but we were gaining a couple thousand subscribers a day. I was like, dude, like this growth is incredible. We're gonna hit 100,000 in no time. Like, why would I want to branch out to videos that aren't gaining views? And he was like, dude, it'll happen. Like, there are people who are doing it right now. It'll happen. I was like, all right, you know what? You want to stop complaining? I'll try it out. And it was like the first couple of videos, it was like couple, like 20,000 views, which yeah, and it's incredible for me. And I hate saying like, oh, only 20,000 views. Is that 3 months ago I was getting 1,000 views per video, and I was happy with that. And I'm like, oh damn, dude, 20,000 views. It's like this average view thing that I've established.
Yeah,
And
it's funny how quickly you get kind of desensitized to the views,
I
right?
it's weird. I haven't fully wrapped my mind around it yet, and that's why it's like, oh, only 20,000 views, but like 100,000 views was unfathomable to get for my channel. I remember getting 20,000 views on one video on Novera back in December, and I was like, dude, it's going viral. Like, what do I do right now? And I was like, all right, but now it's like, okay, well, here we go, and just keep grinding and grinding and putting out good videos. Um, so we branched out and we're like, all right, we'll keep doing it. And they're fun to make though. That's bottom line. Those videos are really fun to make. And that's why I kept doing it. And this is another thing that I've picked up from your podcast is that you always say post what you love so you don't get tired of it and that you really enjoy doing it. And I was like, you know what? This is fun. I like exploring other YouTubers' lives, crazy moments on, on YouTube and stuff like that, and just learning. And I've always been like that. So I was like, you know what? We'll keep doing it. We'll keep trying it, and I could, eventually it'll work. And then I don't remember what video rolled around. It wasn't the saddest moments video. One of the videos rolled around and it just took off. And then the saddest moments video took off too. And then 5 other videos took off. And I was just like, wow, like this is starting. And once you hit that one video and then everyone finds your channel, everyone sees every other video because top fives are so contagious to keep watching. You
Yeah.
don't even realize it and you keep watching over and over and over again. And the suggestions, and another thing that I want to talk about though, is that about 80% of our views are suggested videos.
Yeah,
80%.
that sounds exactly like me when my top fives were going off. It's because it's exactly like you said. It's contagious, and one view quickly turns into 5 views. Is how I always like viewed it. So that is like the major key with the top fives is just how quickly it builds up. It's like one good video can make like 10 more good videos.
Yeah. So we posted the top 5 scariest videos on YouTube, right? And it's been done lots of times, but we did our own twist to it though because I don't let me see the way that I could word this. We're different when we post our videos. A lot of the top 5 channels are, well, I mean, I wouldn't even say like trending channels because no one really goes by like top 5. Well, there's a couple that do like top 10s or top 15s or something like that. But we have a really odd type of like content style, right? We're a lot more, I would say, unofficial. I've been trying to get a little bit more personality, but keeping it professional at the same time, so people know what they can expect. And so we posted the top 5 scariest videos, and it did okay. And then the channel blew up, and then it took off. It's like at 800,000 views or something like that. And that's not what is so amazing to me, but this actually happened yesterday, and I don't know if you know who this guy is. His name's Blasphemous, and he's like this big, like 1.3 million subs, and he saw our video, and he's one of those reaction channels, and he reacted to it, and
No way.
yeah, and it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I was like, whoa. And the reason why, it wasn't even that he just did it and then he saw my video. It was the fact that I was listening to myself. No, I was listening to this guy listen to myself, and it was like, wow, this is really weird. And like the guy was like laughing and he was like all scared and stuff like that. And it was probably one of like the biggest moments where like you're being recognized as like an actual YouTuber who posts good content by another big YouTuber. And it completely blew my mind. I was like, dude, like this is crazy. And I mean, the guy enjoyed the video. I mean, he's an awesome guy too. Because normally, like those, and I'm not a big fan of reaction channels because I feel like a lot of them are kind of just like, all right, let's download, re-upload. They don't even say a word, you know.
Like the
And
Jinx, the Jinx reaction. That's like the classic hate.
yep. But this guy's really good. I really like his content, and I was pretty excited that he saw our
Dang.
video and was like,
I don't think, I mean, I've never looked for it, but I don't think anyone's ever reacted to me. But that would be weird. That
Really
would be
weird.
very weird to watch someone else watch your videos. Like, I'll have friends at home and they'll just like chuck on a video like jokingly. And I'm like, I'll like walk in the room and be like, no, I cannot. Like, I can hear my own voice. I'm well beyond that. I don't care. But I cannot watch someone react to my own videos. I just,
yeah, nope,
like, even if you're cracking up and enjoying it,
yeah, can't watch
no,
it.
it's just
No.
it's too weird for me. It is just too weird. Like,
Yep.
it's weird because it's weird how YouTubers are so quick to put themselves out there on the internet,
Yep,
and
or
I'll
watch
say
them.
some ridiculous stuff online.
Mhm.
But to hear someone actually react to it, it's like, like you started having like kind of second thoughts. Like, should I really have said that? And that's one of the
Yeah.
things I think about YouTube when I'm like, just the way my channel is, like, it's such a free, like, I'll say whatever a lot of the time. And I wonder, like, in like 10 years, is someone gonna like look back and be like, yeah, we see you said this and this, and like, look, man, this is 10 years ago. I grew up. But
I know, definitely like an employer. If you're a YouTube channel, right, you say all these horrible things, right, and then it's like 10 years later and the YouTube is dead, which I doubt it would be, but just in case YouTube dies, and then all of a sudden your employer's like, you say all this stuff, especially like Keemstar. Keemstar has the worst dirt out of everyone on
yeah,
YouTube. And
Keemstar has got a long reputation. But the thing I would say, if you're hiring Keemstar, is you know his personality. Like, it's not gonna surprise you. You know what he's like.
Yeah, and
So.
what's so awesome though about Keemstar, and I wouldn't even just say Keemstar, I'd say every YouTuber in general, is that everyone has become so comfortable on YouTube. YouTube is the daily thing. It is your job, but more importantly, it's like the thing that you could always come back to. And although the community changes over time and other people grow, other people stop posting, is that it'll always be the same outlet that you could post. And it doesn't matter what kind of day you're having, is that it'll pretty YouTube always shines the light on my day. I look forward to coming home and just making videos. It's the
Yeah.
funnest thing out of my day.
Yeah, I think YouTube's got a lot more consistent and a lot more like real in the last few years because when YouTube kind of started being a thing for like the top of the top YouTubers, like in this,
Yep.
and I remember in like the Call of Duty community, like the White Boys and
White Boy,
and
Tim
like the
Martin. Yep.
X Jaws, like
Oh
those
yeah.
guys. It was like, all right, like you're making good money now, but
Oh yeah. A
I
couple years
mean,
ago.
a lot of those people, I guess not T Martin, he's still in the community, but a lot of those guys that were big 5 years ago are kind of out of it now. And I thought how YouTube worked was, you upload videos, you get your big break, you get big, and you kind of slowly fall off, and that's it. But it's more of like a career now where you have ups and downs and good weeks, good months, and bad months, and maybe your channel dies out, but the way I see it is like if you can grow a channel once, you can probably grow it again.
Oh yeah, you
right?
could always
So,
revive a channel.
like you're a great example. You had Novera,
Mhm.
and then now you're just trying something else, and it's working
Yeah.
even
Yep.
better.
Yeah, it's a little bit better than Novera.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
no,
I have a
totally
question
agree.
actually about your channel because I
Yeah.
know Sam's kind of involved with it.
Mhm.
So how does that work? If you can go into that at all.
Okay, um, so my channel, the Novera channel, right? It was kind of at like its all-time lows. Like, all right, I switched from GTA to Call of Duty. Pretty new, and it's not even like I came in right at the beginning. I came in like a month after Black Ops 3 came out, right? So it was like that big hype train. It just ended. Um, and I was like, all right, you know what? I'm having fun on Call of Duty again. I might as well start posting again. And then it was like, I don't know. I just it was really weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I didn't feel right being in the Call of Duty community. And then so I was like, all right, you know what, Sam? Like, I want to do something big. And Sam was blowing up like a couple months ago, and he was because he posted a top five. Actually, that was the funniest part. Is he posted a top five, and I gave him that idea of the top five, and I was like, dude, that was such a stellar idea. Like, I don't know where I came up for. And then from there on out, he constantly kept asking me for top five ideas, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna need to start a channel. I could come up with these ideas like that, and I was like, dude, I should start a channel. And he was like, yeah, dude, that'd be really good because you're a good commentator. And I was like, I'm a good commentator, but my editing skills have been lacking. Even my commentary skills, they kind of were lacking as well. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna spend all my money, time, and effort, and I'm gonna make this happen. And I said it to myself, I'm gonna make this happen. So I spent like $400 on a mic. I upgraded just about everything I possibly could. And I was like, I'm gonna do this. And the problem that I had though is that no matter how high quality your videos are, they still have to get out there to an audience. And I understood that right from the beginning. So I said, Sam, you want to partner up on this channel? And he's like, yeah, dude, I'd be down, and we'll do zombie top fives. And originally, it was me and Sam who were going to do it. And then as well, I have a really close friend. I talk to him like 8 hours a day, and that's my friend Declan. And a lot of people know him as Two Dynamic. And I met him back when I used to post GTA. And he's like super smart guy, and he was the guy who kept pushing me to expand. And it's ideas like that, and we were like, all right, you know what, we can make this happen. So the three of us came together, and each of them own 25%, and they're more like the promotion management marketing side of things. I'm more like the content creator and stuff like that. And so
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like you're kind of from like a viewership side, like you would be the
viewership, yep.
YouTuber
Hmm.
on that side, and that's one interesting thing. A lot of people like you don't really see the industry side is like a lot of channels have like, I mean, most YouTubers have a manager that like gets them deals and all this stuff.
Yep.
And then depending on the size of your channel, like Watch Mojo is a perfect example. I recently met that guy at an event in Toronto, and I was talking to him for like 15 minutes, and like I was just kind of like asking him how he runs his business and all this stuff, and he's like, man, I have like 30 employees, and most of it's
Wow.
like research and fact checking and all this stuff, but I've got like 2 editors, a couple commentators, all this stuff, and it's like, you see Watch Mojo, and I mean, obviously, like they do like 5 videos a day, so obviously,
Incredible.
they
Absolutely.
have something, but it's cool to think that this guy, like, he's the head of it all, but there's
Weird.
all these people behind this one channel, and really at this point it's become like I mean, I don't even know like what you call it.
It's
It's
a
a YouTube channel,
corporation now.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's business.
yeah.
That's what they're. I think that's actually one of Watch Mojo's biggest downfalls is that they're a corporation. Is that what a lot of people don't like though is that I mean, and most especially because you and Lex out of everyone know that they don't know. A lot of the times they don't know what they're talking about. They need their video ideas, and posting 5 times a day is definitely profitable, but not everyone's enjoying the content, and they messed up bad by getting on the zombies train because zombies are probably some of the biggest top fives to get into. But if you don't know what you're talking about, the fan base knows. They know. Trust me, they know. I've definitely drawn a couple sticks where people were like, "Are you joking? You didn't put this on the list?" And I was just like, "I didn't. I forgot. I'm sorry." And I was like, so they know. And I mean, even Lex. I think you did a video about IGN's top 10.
That was all Lex.
Oh, was it all Lex?
I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna leave that to Lex. He'd do a better job, and he just
They're so
nailed it out of
entertaining
the
to
park.
play.
It was so like Lex's video making fun of it was. I was glad they made that
Yeah,
video just because how much I enjoyed Lex's roast of it.
yeah, it was so funny. And believe it or not, so every time I do like a questionable choice on a zombies map, or sorry, a zombie top five, I get 50 comments. Lex, please roast, and I'm just like, like I messed up, and
Dude,
that's what everyone knows me is like.
there's
Lex, roast this
something
guy."
there's something about that with the top fives. Like for me, the most viewed video on my channel to this date is like honestly probably one of my worst lists I ever did. It was like top 5 worst guns to pack a punch, I think it was, or something. I
That's
can't
really
even.
random.
Yeah, it was just like, and basically I was just like feeling a really like roast video where I just like tear apart 5 guns. So I didn't really like. I mean, I didn't really take my top 5s that serious because I didn't realize how big they were gonna get. So yeah, top 5 worst guns to pack a punch. So I was like, this first gun, I was like, if you use this gun, you're probably like huffing paint fumes, and just like that was like the 5, and it just escalated in aggressiveness from there. So it was insane. And now I look back on it, I'm like, that was like such a stupid video, yet it still like ended up being the most viewed video. And a lot of that I think is because the way YouTube is like focused also on the interaction of your video, like how much interaction you have. You have, and even if it's negativity, but like mostly
Yeah.
positivity, you'll get that because people are commenting like you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. So it's,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a trade off.
Yeah, and that's for us for a really long time. Our top 5 worst zombie maps was our most popular video, and boy, the community disagreed with my list, and I don't even know why. I think it was because I didn't put Diarize on there, and personally, I actually would have put Diarize. I don't know why. I totally skipped the map, and as well, a lot of people were on there defending Transit, and I was like, better get off my video right now, because, but, and a lot of people were shocked because I put Buried on there. Would you
Dude, I threw Buried on mine too.
I didn't
Also
like
regret it.
Too easy.
I
Too
also
easy.
regretted it though because actually when I did that, people changed my mind. They're like, "Look, Buried's not supposed to be a hard map. It's supposed to be a map for all players." I was like, you know what? I could see a side to that. I can definitely
Yeah.
see that.
I mean, I think
Um,
as like a zombie slaying expert, we're always looking for that challenge, and that's
yeah,
kind of why. But
yeah,
for the average player, which is a lot of times the people that watch the video, they have a difference in opinion, and and
yeah.
I'm totally okay with that. And I mean, that came with an idea though, is that we might do some sort of revised series where we take some of our more controversial ones and redo them, which
Yeah.
could, that the community likes more. But
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that after Black Ops 3 ends. Like I've really stopped on the top 5s because
yeah,
like you were kind of getting at later before is like if you like a certain type of video to make, that's what
Mhm.
you should go for because you're going to be excited about it. And for me, at first I love top 5s because I love
Yep.
zombies, and it let me go back through the last 4 games and just, or I guess 3 games. And,
Yeah.
not obviously not Black Ops 3, but go back through World at War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2 and say, yeah, like, what was a good gun? Oh, yeah, like, the Galil, yeah, that was sick. Like, and just get excited about it. But as I slowly ran out of good ideas, it got really tedious. Like, I'm just going through my videos right now. Top 5 worst Pack-a-Punch names. Like, kind of, like, I tried to do my best to have fun with it, like, roasted a bit and stuff, but you can only do so much. Top 5 worst mystery box locations, like, you can only go so far, and people still liked it. People were like, more. It's like, if that's what you guys want, but at a point, I got so bored of it, and for me, it's like I still enjoy some of the top 5s that I make. Like, I made one actually for this week coming up on Saturday, and it's like top 5 training spots in all of Black Ops 3. And again, it kind of lets me go back and think, like, where do I like to train? Like, what do I like to do? But if it's just something stupid that I don't have an actual investment into, it's just, to me, there's just no point in doing that. And that's kind of why I've gotten onto the streaming, because I love to stream. I love streaming on Twitch. Yeah, and when it became a viable option for my channel, I was like, heck yeah, like, let's try it out.
We actually streamed together, like, last year this time. We were streaming, what was it, the H1Z1? That's right, we streamed H1Z1.
Yeah, I do remember that, actually.
Oh, man. It was fun, but streaming on Twitch for me is so much more stressful because, I mean, definitely the first thing that comes to my mind with streaming, right, is high quality. And I don't really have that good of internet, so that's my biggest problem, is that if I can't get that nice stream, no one's going to want to watch it. And that was definitely my problem last year.
You and Chucky on that internet share.
Yeah, and that's what I'm actually concerned about for you guys, is that, I mean, you're gonna have a nice big house, but how many are, I don't, no numbers here, but lots of people are gonna be in that house, especially on DLC day when everyone's
at least 4, more than 4.
Yeah, more than 4 people are gonna be in that house. That's gonna be rough. You guys are gonna have to all buy each like your own different routers or something.
I don't know if we're all getting separate lines, because that'd be really expensive.
That'd be a really big problem.
But we're gonna get it worked out. I guess people that live there, I don't want to say them. Of the people that live there, I stream the most.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, and I stream probably 3 or, I guess it'd probably be better to do in hours. I probably stream like 7 hours a week, I would say. Like, like 2 to 4 streams, like 2-ish hours or so.
Not to cut you off, but I'm just looking at the chat right now.
I literally just caught that. We have just been raided by
What's
Pizza.
What's up, Pizza?
I have
ironic
a feeling
that he was on last time, right? Yeah.
He was on the last podcast. That's dang.
Yeah. So.
I saw like someone said codename Pizza, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And then,
boom, the floodgates open, and then there we go.
Dude. Raiding is honestly one of the funnest things to do. I don't know if you've ever done it, but I did it last night on a guy I know with like 30,000 subs, Parker the Slayer, and he was going for like a high round attempt on Shinonuma, and just like to see, it's like, all right guys, ready, 3, 2, 1, go, and then within 30 seconds the entire chat is just pizza, or Smith.
Pizza.
Yeah, I think the pizza raid though is like the coolest sounding raid. Pizza raid. It's like, I love pizza. I don't mind getting raided.
Yeah. You definitely need to get a cool name. I remember because this was something that you and Pizza talked about, was a cool name. And I was thinking, because you're like, what should we do? And I was like, I myself was thinking, I was like, I don't know. Like, instead of like the Smith Plays, like the Smith Raids or something like that. That was my idea. Smith I don't know.
Raids.
Maybe it could catch on after a while.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, because last night I just told people to say Smith Raid. Yep. But I need to get
Smith Raid is good too. Smith Raid is good.
Yeah. I need to get a real interesting thing. I don't even know. But yeah, no, it's one of those things that, like, I feel like the zombies community this year has been very connected and very together. Where like a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't want to raid this person because then I'm gonna send like all my fans over. Like, that's how like someone would think of it if they were like shitty, right? They'd just be like, I don't want to send my fans over to that person, like, give that person subscribers, or give that person viewership. But
it's been great. It really has been great, because and we have like Blundy B's chat, and a lot of it is just jump in the chat. Hey, I'm live streaming. And then Reed was like, I need someone for the Zombros podcast, and me and JC Backfire, we were like, dude, I'm free right now. Let's do it.
Dude, I
And
love that podcast so much.
I watch them and you guys, and that's my morning commute. Is that, and it's awesome, and it's really weird. I'm starting to get a little bit more experience because I was on the Zombros podcast like last week or something like that. But it's awesome, and oh my, I can't even believe that there's so many people spamming pizza raids. It's crazy. But I love these raids though because, and I've seen pizza do it to plenty of YouTubers that are really small, and it's just such an awesome opportunity to grow for them.
Yeah.
I think it's so awesome is that he sends all this attention towards YouTubers who have so much potential, and it's something that I really respect about pizzas because not only is the guy super positive, I love the guy's laugh, by the way.
Dude, he's such a nice guy, man. Like,
Yeah,
I talked to him and I'd streamed with him before, but like sitting down with someone doing a podcast is like a really good way to like talk to someone like we're doing now. And it was a really good episode. I was glad with that.
I've never actually even like talked to Pizza, and we've like tweeted at each other hundreds of times on Twitter. Never actually been in a call with Pizza. Pizza, we're getting in a call tonight. Right after this, I expect a call from you. I had him on Skype a couple weeks ago. We were gonna do a big collaboration, me, him, and Lex. We're definitely not talking about it right now. Top secret information.
Top secret.
You guys, top 5 secret. You guys might see it on the channel within the next week, but it's gonna be awesome. Anyways,
hey, there you go.
Pizza, you're awesome, dude. You're really awesome.
Yeah, like that's one of those things, man. Just how like I said, how integrated everyone is. You know, it doesn't matter if you're big or small. Everyone's pretty much cool to each other, and I really feel like this has been the coolest community I've ever seen together on YouTube. I mean, as far as gaming goes, I've been following this community since basically Modern Warfare 2. Even a little bit before in like World at War when it wasn't even a community at that time.
Yeah.
And like just to see how cool everyone is together. Like Twitter, man, like Twitter's just like a mess. Like everyone's just tweeting back and forth at each other, cracking jokes and stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Twitter's really fun, but you never really get to know people until you get in like the calls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we take a look at the community back in Black Ops 2. I mean, that was bad. I mean, so many people were jealous, and I definitely don't want to bring up names here, but there were I would say organizations of people getting leaked information, and then if anyone else covered it, we're like, you can't cover that. That's my information that no one leaked me, but I just know it for some reason. And it's like, you know, and so many people hated each other, really. And it's like if you took someone's idea, you're stealing, and you can't do any sort of thing that someone might have also done. I didn't like it. I like it so much more, and we're some of like the friendliest people. And I don't want to say me, you know, but you. I mean, even you. When I met you in real life, you and Jordan and Matt, and you know, all you guys, and we went to PAX East together. That was awesome because it was like Because I mean, we talked a lot before, right? But we didn't talk like. I wouldn't talk a lot, but we were like pretty friendly with each other, and then we met, right? And then it was like, all right, we're going to get some pretty awesome Boston pizza, and you know, in a couple of days, we're in like that hotel room. That was so fun, and I just want to mention, because a lot of the stuff, I'm kind of glad no one remembers, but the Dragon Ball Z video.
I remember.
You deleted it. You deleted it.
Did I delete it?
You deleted it.
I think I privatized it. I got a strike. Well, not strike, but a claim for it.
It was.
And when I get claims, I just say no. I say no. You cannot make money off my video. No claim for you.
Oh my god! It was.
Let me see.
So cringy. I just. Oh, I remember it. And then there was. I don't know. I definitely don't want to like insult.
Oh, you know why I privatized it? Because when you search TheSmithPlays on Google,
that was the
first video, and I was like, man, that's just not good.
Dude, it was honestly one of the cringiest things I've ever seen. It was so fun though. It was honestly such a good night, and I really wish that we all went to PAX East this year because we literally had such big plans with the 115 film.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, Setsubo no Shima, we can't go. And then by the time the PAX East weekend actually came around, you know, we all could have gone. But I don't know. A lot of people were like, I don't know if we want to go. No one wanted to risk it. So, I mean, what's the point of spending like a couple $100?
I booked my ticket like 3 months in advance, not thinking about DLC because I was just like that ready to go for PAX because I
Oh, that
love
was
PAX.
yeah, that was awesome.
And what ended up happening was obviously like all that happened. And I was just like, you know what? Like, screw it. I really thought about going, like,
Yeah,
because I had my ticket
I
booked.
right there.
But I think like, oh, the day after PAX, I was going to Europe to do my Eisendrache video. So I
That was
was like,
awesome.
yeah,
Dude,
that
that
was
was so. And I remember seeing your tweets too, and you were like, "I'm in like a hotel in what's the country? Is it
Austria.
Austria? Yeah, I'm like in a hotel in Austria. I don't even have internet. Thank you guys so much." And I was like, "Dude, that is something I want to do. It's so original." Because I saw Noah, and who else?
There
I
was
think
another.
Noah went to Alcatraz.
Yeah, there
And
was another YouTuber there. Not a zombies guy though. I don't think it was
I
just.
think it was one of. Oh, you know who it was? It was he records videos with Dalek. It's like Dalek, Allier
Not
was like
Liam.
no, unknown gamer or something like that. I'm gonna look this up. Mm,
Unknown player or like unknown.
yeah, I think it's unknown player, right? Yeah, unknown player. I think it was him.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I'm
I don't exactly
sure it
remember
was him,
that.
but I'm not sure. Um, okay, so
Oh,
let's
unknown player. Yeah.
let's see.
He
So
is a YouTuber, anyways.
he's a YouTuber, and I was like, wow, that's so cool. And I've always wanted to go to something in real life. And it's really weird. And I looked at your video, and it's like, you already know where everything is. Because, like, with zombies, you memorize the entire map. So, were you walking around like you knew where everything was? Or you're like, oh,
Well,
man, like,
yeah. So the first day I went there, I didn't like really have a plan. We had just flown into. It was like basically a day of traveling to get there. So we got there right in the morning. Like it was an overnight flight. We got there in the morning, and we arrived in Germany on the southern border of Germany, and we just basically drove down for a couple hours.
who'd you go
So
with, by the way?
my dad. So
Wow.
guy in the orange jacket. My dad.
That is so
Everyone in the comments like, who's the old guy in the orange jacket? It's like he's in every single shot. It's like, yeah, that's my dad. But
awesome.
yeah, it was a really cool trip. So we got there the first day and like I had no expectations, but I was like, well, we're pretty close. We may as well just make it all the way there. So we ended up getting there and I thought that was the only day I was gonna get to record. So I just tried to record the most that I could and ended up like not getting near enough. Like I couldn't get up to the bell tower. I couldn't get to really like any significant areas other than the main courtyard because you have to go on a tour. So I ended up going back the next day. We were actually in a hotel like an hour and a half away. So we had to drive back. And it was like actually it ended up being a way better day. And you can see in some of the shots like different days. Like one day is really like one shot it'll be really cloudy and the next one it'll be really sunny because I actually used some of this footage from the original day, the first day, just because it was like you could tell like that was more excitement, right? That was like my first time really being there, so I tried to use as much of that as I could. But second day, I went on a tour. It was a tour in German, so I couldn't hear anything they said. But basically, I just kind of explained to her like, oh, I'm just trying to get some like some video footage, and I don't want people to be here. So I just kind of said to her like, when everyone's gone through, like I'm just gonna take like a 30-second footage. So I remember like she's like, all right, well, we were in the main courtyard and we were gonna like walk down, and I was like, where are we? And we go into this church. I'm like, this doesn't exist. And then we keep walking down through the church. And I'm like, oh, that church is the mines. Like it's basically the mines. And then we keep going through the mines, like where Mule Kick is. And I'm like, oh wait, this would be Spawn. So it was like very similar, but there was like the Spawn area was quite different. But you if you played Der Eisendrache, and you could really find your way through it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Right. And what was more weird than going to the castle was coming back and playing the actual map. Because like for me, the thing that just blew me away is like you see the view of the town in the game, and it is the exact same. Like mountains to the right. There's like down by the rocket pad in the map. There's a highway going through there. Like that's a highway. That mountain exists. Like it's
That must
just
be so weird.
yeah, like scary accurate. And that was just like the thing that like threw me off so hard was like going back and actually playing them out now. But no, man, it was really cool. And there was like a gift shop that had so much stuff I wanted to buy, and I was like,
You should sell like bow and arrows there or something like that. Just a
they
little
actually did have like a really like junky like crossbow. I thought about getting it. I was like, you know what? That's not good. I ended up getting like this stuff. I didn't even know what it was when I bought it. It ended up being like alcohol, but I was like, that's a cool bottle. I'm just gonna buy that. I got like a shirt. Actually, boom, got a mug.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that, but that's the castle.
The
That's
perk
kinda
bottle.
like-
Perk bottle. Yep.
yeah.
Right.
So, anyways, nah, man, it was a fun time. It was real good.
I've always wondered. I mean, because looking at it now, right? 1 million subscribers is so far away. I mean, it could possibly might not even happen. But if I ever did do something like that, like I have no clue what I'd do.
I didn't know what I was gonna do until
Yeah.
I was like 950. I for the longest time I was thinking actually about getting a tattoo, and I'm still kind of considering it for YouTube, just like a
Yeah.
little play button or something. Because I mean I've been making YouTube videos since I was like 11 years old, so at this
Yeah,
point it's
same,
like
yeah.
been such a huge part of my life. But I was just like, I don't think that'd be cool, and I even said in my 500,000 subscriber video, I'm gonna go skydiving, and
It's
yeah,
been
quick-
done so many times though. you
yeah, I
know?
was like, that's just not original. Like, why I don't think people would want to see that. And there's so many people that still complain, like, you didn't do it. But I just don't think
you went-
skydiving.
I think you took it to the next level.
Yeah,
Definitely
like I was like, let's do something out there. Let's do something really unique.
Mhm.
Like let's fly to another continent and film.
definitely a little bit better. Just a little
Yeah,
bit
right.
better.
Then just jumping out of the air. Like it's not even interesting to watch skydiving. Like it's cool for the person that does it. And I forget who said this, but I think it was Mr. Dave the Rave. He was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, every single skydiving video is the exact same. They're like, all right, guys, we're going skydiving. They skydive, and then after it, they're like, wow, I thought it was gonna be really scary, but it was just a lot of adrenaline, and
Yep,
wow.
yep.
It's like, yeah,
Who was it
that's
the first that did it? Wasn't it like Syndicate? I think it was Syndicate.
I think it was Syndicate, and it was
I
cool.
remember he did it. I think yeah, because he was one of the first people to hit 1 million subscribers. I remember
One of
that.
the first gamers, at least.
Yeah. So it was like. That's
Yeah, it was cool at the
incredible.
time, but then everyone did it, man. Like
Yeah,
KSI did it, and there's like a bunch of other guys that did it. It was just like, you know what, I gotta do something unique, and to me it was like double whammy because I got to go to Europe, which I like. I love to travel and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So like it was kind of like an excuse to go to Europe and get a video done. So mixed that all up. Got to go with my dad. It was like a sick trip, man. I'm really happy with that all.
Yeah, and it tied in with your fan base too, because everyone was like, "Oh, Eisendrache in real life."
Yeah.
That's awesome, because it appeals to your zombie fans who might not be more interested in your personality type thing,
Yeah.
and as well, personality people who love it. That's awesome. I've always wanted to do something like that, but
Yeah, I think just even for the community, it's kind of cool because a few people had made videos like, oh, Dries and Drac in real life, and it just showed pictures and all that stuff. But I
Yeah.
think people, for a long time, it's cool that people are going to be able to go and actually, just see like, oh, like this is it. And, I knew the map well enough that you could see like every single scene. I'm like, oh, this is this, and this is where we blow up the moon, all that
They're
stuff.
like, a German say like blow up the moon, like what?
Yeah. Actually, I asked the tour guide after. I was like, I just went up to her and I was like, "What does the word Der Eisendrache mean to you?" And she looked at me like if someone up to you and was like, "What?" Like Iron Dragon taught me, right?
What does the Iron Dragon mean?
Yeah. And she's
Uh,
like, "What?" And I was like, "There were some game developers here a few months ago," and she's like, "Oh, the zombies." And I'm like, yeah, the zombies. And she's like, oh, you know about that? I'm like, yeah. I'm kind of interested in that scene.
Just a little bit.
And she's like, oh, is that why you came here? I'm like, yeah, like it got turned into a video game, so I wanted to come and see it for myself. So that was kind of cool too that she knew that they were all there. I'm interested to see who went of the zombies team.
That'd be really cool. I wish they had like some sort of behind the scenes, because they did that with Alcatraz, or with Mob
Yeah.
of the Dead and Alcatraz. They had like a behind the scenes of how it was made, and that's really awesome.
I would love to see it behind the scenes because, man, it is very, very accurate to the real thing.
Yeah. One thing we definitely need to touch on it. Brand new news. You guys might know about it. About XP.
Hey, I thought we should talk about that. Good
Definitely
call. I
some.
forgot about that.
We're on the track of in real life zombies, and some of the stuff that's going there is laser tag zombies. Are you joking? Like, I need to go
Dude,
now.
we
I
need to
go.
get a team of all like a bunch of YouTubers and all play it together.
That'd be so awesome.
I'm gonna be rape training guys.
I don't think training's gonna work. I don't know though, but I
If
think
I'm
that
just I'm gonna get in shape for that, bro. I'm gonna be like the fastest, like crazy cardio,
absolutely,
and I'm gonna be training real life people.
You know, I'm not sure though. I think it's only limited to Call of Duty on training zombies. I think if there ever were real life zombies, they'd be a little bit smarter. But you know, I don't know.
You never know, man. I like
maybe.
it. But yeah,
is
man.
it real people in zombie costumes? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah,
and when they get shot,
I wonder how many people too. Like, I mean, that's weird.
Well, it's like when they get shot, they'd have to go back to a spawn, right? Could you imagine that's your job, like just over and over? It's so annoying.
It's like it says here on your transcript that you played as a zombie in a laser tag game. Is that true? Like, yeah, that was me. That was me.
Dude, are you gonna try to go to COD XP?
You know, I don't know because, and I think we talked about this in the Blended B chat.
Yeah.
Is that it's my first week of college, and you know, if it was like halfway through the year, I'd easily go. But the first week, you know, it's already gonna be super hectic, learning my new classes, the new schedule, whatnot.
Yeah.
But
are you like going away from home for
no,
school?
I'm commuting from home. I'm going to like I don't want to say like a local, but it's a state college that's like, I don't know, 45, not even 30 minutes away from my house.
Okay.
It's a quick commute, it's something like that. But I might move out though. You know, it all depends.
Yeah,
on
I mean,
kind of opportunities I have.
I was gonna say if you do have the opportunity, like, I would like for me, I went and I lived on campus, and I'm sure it's different. Like,
oh wait, so that must have been so hard too. Living on campus.
I didn't have a roommate.
Okay,
like
so
Jack and Matt, they've had roommates. So I like specifically was like I can't go to school that I'm gonna get a roommate. But fortunately, the school I wanted to go to, like, it wasn't a problem. I actually had a larger room than the average, so I had room for like my setup.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that wasn't too much of a problem. But recording in your room, like it sucks because you just like you're limited because. Like, I mean, for you, I guess you're kind of used to it with Chucky, but like, you know, it's like late at night and you're like, I got to get this video out, but I don't want to wake up my neighbors, right?
Yeah.
That was a big thing. And even just the first year of university is, it's very overwhelming and it's easy to like.
Yeah, and then to do YouTube as well, and because a lot of people don't understand it. The first question, how much money do you make? It's like, it's totally back of your mind too. I know. That's
dude.
Definitely...
You know, like I don't think I've ever been asked that so much as like when I went to university for my first year, because people like they just at that age like no one cares. You know what I mean? Like if you make minimum wage, like if you make minimum wage, you're fine to tell someone how much you make.
Yeah, so like I make $9.15 an hour, but it's like you post YouTube video. You're telling me you post YouTube videos and earn money from it? I'm just like, yep. And then you might as well just get like this checklist. You're like, okay, I'm not telling you how much I make. I don't like telling people how much I make. They look at you different when they realize how much money you earn. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna tell you how much I make. I post, you know, zombie videos, and that's my channel.
Yeah, and man. Like the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like it really doesn't matter. Like you know, it doesn't make me a different person if you know. I was like, just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
Oh, you know who? And this is my favorite YouTuber ever is Casey Neistat. And believe it or not, he lives 30 minutes away from my house.
Really?
Well, he has like a beach house in Connecticut. It's in New London, and that's a quick drive from where I am. And it's awesome because after 4 years of YouTube, over 3 million subscribers, and 1 million views on every single video that he's posted in the past year, he's still not partnered. Doesn't make a cent off of YouTube.
Really?
And, yeah, because he owns a company called Beam, and I think that's where he earns his revenue from.
Really?
And I'm not sure on that's where he gets his revenue from. Because you know what he did, though, is that so he started out as a filmmaker, right? And he just posted videos. And then one day, one of his videos went viral. It was like something about like an iPod, about how they don't replace batteries or something like that. And then I don't know how he jumped from making videos, that went viral on the internet. And this was before YouTube. This was when viral, you were talking about STDs, not viral videos, right? So anyways, though, he jumps from making, viral videos, films, or whatever for that. And then him and his brother Van, they created an HBO series and they sold it to them for $3 million, right? And that was that big jump where he went from, this guy who just made films for fun to an actual filmmaker. And then from there, he made tons of commercials, short films, all that type of stuff. And then he was really on YouTube. He was one of the first people on YouTube making good content. And I don't know, he just never got partnered. And there's a sort of like nobleness uh, to that. I mean, it's awesome that he has the ability, the financial stability to do that. It's incredible. But for the rest of us, though, this is our income. This is how we survive. I can't go eat food if I don't make a video.
Yeah, if I wasn't partnered, I'd have to be working a job, and then
And
I
you
wouldn't be able to
videos.
make daily videos.
Oh,
Well, I probably still would, but I just have
yeah,
no life. I'd actually just be like 24/7, no life in it.
yeah.
But
It's rough.
yeah, so it's a necessary part of YouTube. If there was no money, the content wouldn't be as good as it is. People. Actually,
Yeah.
I saw a comment which is it's very like unusual to see nowadays, but someone's like, I swear to God, if I see one more ad on your channel, I'm unsubbing. It's like, well, sorry, man, for the free content. Like all this free content
Yeah.
I put over you. Like I apologize, but I get it. People don't understand. Some people don't understand, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess people don't like ads, even though, and you look at like TV though, right? And
yeah,
there are 5 ads every 4 minutes or whatever.
I can't watch TV, man.
I can't watch TV either. After
And
going through like, you know, YouTube, I find YouTube more interesting than TV. But and let me talk. Let me say this. Sorry, I've been interrupting you. I have so much to say. I love this
yeah,
podcast,
no
by the
worries.
way. It's awesome. I've been like thinking of ideas for the past like couple months, but what I'm gonna say one day, it was my goal. Get on this podcast. I'm on here. Getting off track. HBO. They have like this new subscription app or whatever.
Yeah,
And
HBO Go.
well, HBO Now, I think. They have
Okay.
two, HBO Go, HBO Now. And I just watched every single episode of Game of Thrones. And like, it was like 2 weeks, dude. I was just grinding it out,
Damn.
dude. And no ads. I paid $10 a month, and it's like, it's awesome. And that's where TV's going, is these subscription-based things, Netflix,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then YouTube's getting on with YouTube Red, is that people would rather watch it with ad block than watch it with an ad. But if you could just pay $10 a month, you could support every creator you watch, and you could do that. But
Yeah. Do you remember when there was like a bunch of fuss about YouTube Red?
because the original, like, wasn't it like the reason that it was like the content creators weren't going to earn money from YouTube Red views? It was just YouTube. It was
I
like,
don't think that was ever how it was gonna work. I think
really?
people just misinterpreted what YouTube.
Yeah, maybe that was
how
it.
they maybe like YouTube might not have explained it the best, but I
Yeah, they
remember like I think it was one of the not the Fine brothers.
Oh yeah.
The Green, the like Hank Green and John Green, one of those guys. I think they explained it, and they just said like basically like worked out the math. It was like, no, this isn't gonna hurt you. But I just remember the amount of people that like on Twitter
People were
and
freaking
like
out. They don't. No one likes change.
yeah, like even like people in my real life. My mom sent me this article on how YouTube Red's gonna destroy YouTube. I'm like, Mom, it's good, it's okay. Like, don't worry, like I'm fine. But
That's awesome. See, my mom does the same thing though. My mom's so concerned with like YouTube and stuff like that. And at first, it was like this thing, this dream, right? And she's just like, Tommy, like it's not gonna work. Like it's gonna fail eventually. No thing lasts forever. You're wasting your time, right? And in the past few months, she's just like her eyes have widened. She's like, how many views you like 300,000 views today? And I was like, yeah, that's what happened. And then and she knows, what I make and stuff like that, and she thinks it's absolutely incredible. So now every day she's like, how many subscribers do you have? Did you hear what happened? And I think it's weird though. It's really weird talking about it in real life people, and I'm used to it though because I have Chucky, right? So every YouTuber is so shocked to talk about YouTube with someone in real life. But with me, I've always just had Chucky. So it's like that's why I was so like non-awkward with meeting you and Jordan back in the
yeah,
office.
yeah, because you were the second YouTuber I'd ever met in my life.
Yeah,
Jordan
and
being the first.
Yep.
And then I quickly met your brother, Matt, and was that it? I think that was the and then Misha, but he's not really a YouTuber. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. There's something about being around other YouTubers that it just like the way in like inspiration, it just seems to come quicker. Ideas come quicker.
It's the collaboration, yeah. That's why I have partners. I brought them on board. I was like, dude, one mind is great. Three minds is much better. But...
Yeah, exactly.
And plus, I love meeting people. Now that I'm thinking about, how did we meet? Like, because I mean, eventually, like, what everyone happens, right? Or typically, how most YouTubers meet, right? Is they follow you on Twitter, right? And then like you hit some sort of goal, or something big happens, and then they're like, "Congrats!" And you're like, "Thanks, man! Like that's awesome, right?" And then eventually, you're like, maybe you want to do a collaboration. I don't think we ever did like a big collaboration.
The first thing I can remember between me and you was Lex hit 100,000 subscribers. And we did a grief match with. It was like Mr. Like, do you remember that crazy title? Like Nova Rave in the City of Z. It was me, you, Lex, Dave, City of Z. I think Swifters maybe.
Maybe Swifters.
It was like just this random ass crew of guys. Bad. Like I had the only people I knew was like Lex and Dave.
Yep.
And it was just this random squad. I remember Lagan and Dalek were supposed to be there and they ditched out on it.
Thanks, John. Mr.
Never
Garlic.
Forget, but
Garlic, if you're watching this, you already know we have some beef to settle.
But
you know what else would happen is that I remember it was like Christmas time, and I was just scrolling through Twitter, and this was when How to Basic, Shane Dawson, video games, everyone was getting terminated for no reason. And I remember you just DM me, or someone suggested you to come to me. And you were like, dude, my channel's been terminated. I don't know what to do. And I was like, all right, I'm going to hit up a couple people and I'm going to see what could happen. And so I hit up a couple contacts at YouTube, people who, talk to people at YouTube, whatever. And then at the time I was working on Rise, so I have connections with the MCN. I was like, we need to get this guy. Like, he makes good content. Let's get him back. It was like an hour. But I think, I don't even know if it was just me, though, who got it back. And I don't want to claim credit for it because everyone ended up getting back eventually. I don't want to.
But I would say,
thanks, Pat.
I would say, no, man, you got it. Like, it was like a matter of hours you got it back. Like, that was crazy. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
This guy hooked it up for me. So that was
awesome, man. I think that was officially how we actually like became friends and like on really good terms.
Yeah, that was before I met you though, right?
Yeah, I think that was kind of how we were introduced. It was like, you're like, dude, my channel got terminated. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was like
nice
that was
to meet
2
you.
days before Christmas.
Yep, that was crazy.
Thanks,
stuff.
YouTube. Merry Christmas to you guys too.
Lex got terminated too, right?
Dude, yeah, me, Lex, and Adam, all zombies YouTubers from Canada, we got terminated in like a 6-month period.
Really unlucky.
Just like,
and it was for dumb reasons too.
I got terminated because I had tags in my description on 4 videos.
Yeah.
Lex...
I got 2 strikes. And my channel came so close to getting terminated. And and then I don't remember what happened. Oh yeah, so I still had. This was when everyone had tags. It didn't matter who you were. You had tags in your description.
Yeah.
Unless you just didn't know about it. But if you knew about it, you did it. And
back in the good old days of meta tagging, I miss that stuff, man. It made the stuff
and I was like,
easy.
people, you stole my tags that I put in my description, and man. Anyways, though, so Chucky was like, dude, you need to remove the tags. And I was like, dude, I'm locked out of my account. How am I gonna remove tags? And I'm locked out of my account. And Chucky, comes in clutch and he's like, dude, go into your phone and see if you're signed in. And I was. And I was like, oh, dude, I could just edit the videos from here. So I literally removed every single like description. And I mean, it was really weird. And that was like, I don't know, it was a really close call, but I don't know what I would have been if because I probably would have been done with YouTube at that point. I probably wouldn't have continued to post or created a new channel or anything.
Yeah, dude, I had no idea what to do.
Mm-hmm.
No idea what to do after I lost my channel. I was just like, I was lost. I mean, it was only 3 hours, but for those 3 hours,
I don't know what to do with my life.
I was actually just like sitting on my bed, like just laying there, like fuck. fuck, like.
I know, and that was when it started really taking off for you too. That was
Yeah, and it
you
was like
finally
the
making
first
it. Oh,
time
done.
I was actually like making any like cash even to support myself on it.
Yep.
It was like for the first like 3 months, like I'd actually like been making some money. I remember, and then I lost monetization for the next 6 months.
I remember that. Yeah, you were. It was up until last June, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, like it wasn't too bad of a situation because like I was still like
Yeah.
18. And my parents were like cool, they they
Yeah.
helped me along a
And,
lot.
and this summer, you probably did a lot better than you did in June. So, or
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, like things made up
made
for
up
it,
for
but
itself.
yeah, it
Definitely,
sucked.
you got pretty lucky that it was only until June though, because at summer, I don't know how many
You know,
views you got, but
it
past
was
making that G Fuel money, sell out.
it was June 17th I got back.
Yep.
So not even a year ago. The other thing actually, June 17th also got my G Fuel sponsorship now that you mention it. So that was that was like the biggest day on YouTube for me, man. The day that
G Fuel's
I got
awesome.
Yeah, it was like one of those things like I'd always liked the product and I was like, like let's get the sponsorship going. And then to get that monetization back on the same day, just like this is it. This is it. I made it. It wasn't even about the money though, man. It was just about the fact that I can support myself on this, right?
I could care less about like and this is something, once again, big fan of the podcast. You talked about how you were like, I don't even want a flashy car. I don't know why people want a flashy car because it's a dumb investment. You're like, I don't remember what it was like. What was it Volkswagen Golf?
Yeah,
right?
Actually, I'm going up to get that tomorrow.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not even about how much money you can make in buying a jet ski or 3 houses or building your own house or anything like that. It's just the fact that if I can go out and go get lunch with money I earned from YouTube, come back and make more videos and stuff like that, I'm so happy with that. If I could pay rent, I'm so happy with that.
Yeah.
And it totally isn't about how much you can make. It's totally about being able to do it, support yourself, and have a really fun time while doing it.
Yeah, and I mean, like the way that I see it, like if you look at your week, right? You have like I think like 190 hours in a week.
Mm-hmm.
Take the 90 off for sleep. Maybe like leave yourself 110. So 80 hours, 70 hours the week, whatever. If you're spending like so much of your time just basically like doing something you don't like it just to me it's like such a waste of your whole life, man, right?
Yeah, I know.
So like the way I see it anyways is like you should spend as much of your life enjoying what you're doing, and like it doesn't have to be like out like enjoying nature, but like even if your work is something you enjoy doing, like make that happen before the money, because it's like that
Money's
Alan
definitely
Watt
on
thing,
the
man.
bottom.
Yeah, the way Alan Watts says it, he's like this really cool quote. It's just like you spend your whole life, like to spend your life doing something you don't like doing to get money, is to go on doing something you don't like doing so that you can go on doing the thing you don't like doing. And it's like that's a good way to put it. And I mean, like I get it. Like nice cars, like they're definitely fun. Like I've driven my uncle's like Mercedes, and it's like okay, this is a sick car.
Yeah,
but to me, it's like I don't know. It's just not my personality for that, and
Yeah, totally agree. I've never been one to brag. That's why I really don't like it though. Is that because that's what happens is everyone loves money, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't like money. I definitely like money, but it's like it's so far in the back of my mind on things that I'm worrying about. It's not. I see, and coming from someone who's been in the GTA community, where a lot of people are only obsessed with money, views, and all that, right? Is that when I posted GTA, I only cared about playing the game, It wasn't about, okay, let's check today's revenue, or let's see right now how much I'm making for the month of April. No, it was always about, all right, dude, what's the awesome video idea that everyone would think is so cool? That was always the priority thing with me, and I don't know. I always think that's more important than what you're earning,
Yeah.
And
that being said, KSI's Lamborghini is pretty dope.
yeah. You know what? I do know that. I made a video about that, and you know who really does a good job about, he spends his money, he definitely, and he doesn't brag about his Captain Sparkles.
Dude.
I did the research, and He has a $4.5 million house in the Hollywood Hills.
Did not
He
realize
drives
that.
he drives a McLaren and a Bentley. He has a Bentley and a McLaren. And you know what? I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it. He could have been living on Suburban Street in Texas. I wouldn't have known it. And then
He made a video with it was like a Prius or something, or like a Fiat 500. It was like a here with my Lamborghini video, and it was with just like a really like fuel efficient car.
Yep.
What video was that?
Oh, did you see PewDiePie's video, right? So PewDiePie was throwing a little bit of shade at KSI, right? So he's like, guys, got this crazy car or whatever, and then it's like it's like this big like hunk of junk, worst car, and I'm not saying it's a bad car just in case it actually is his car and he really likes it, but like you see people and they're like, this is my brand new Lamborghini Gallardo or Gallardo. I still don't even know how to pronounce that, by the way. Anyways, though. They're like, this is my brand new Lamborghini. It's okay. I don't know. Other people have better cars. And this guy, and he pulls out, and he's like, and you think PewDiePie out of everyone, considering he's the biggest YouTuber and doubles whatever everyone else has, you think he'd have this amazing car, and he doesn't. And it really shows.
He could have a Bugatti Veyron if he wanted to, like just the nicest car ever.
Yeah, and absolutely.
Or like most expensive, anyways.
And to put it in his own words, is that everyone cares more about his money than he does.
Yeah.
And it's words to live by. Is you shouldn't care about money, because end of the day, it's really just a number. And if you're gonna chase your whole life trying to get money, like what's the point of even living though? Because you're not gonna be happy. Like if you want to spend half your life not being happy, just to grow old, and you're just like, wow, like why did I waste my entire youth trying to get rich when I'm not even happy now?
Yeah, exactly.
Youth is the most important part of life. And if you're gonna waste it away trying to get rich,
youth is wasted on the young, so they say. But yeah, I can't tell what car he is. He does a good job of hiding the brand, but to me it looks like.
Which one are you talking about? Captain Sparkles?
Captain Sparkles, like here in my garage. Here,
okay.
I can link it to you. But it's pretty. Shit.
Yeah. What is that? Oh.
I don't know.
I'm
not exactly sure. Like I said, it looks kind of like a Fiat to me, maybe, or something.
Yeah.
But it's like a very, like, it looks like a very fuel efficient car.
Yeah, definitely not trying to brag or whatever. Because he definitely could have just shown his McLaren. He could have.
Yeah, exactly right. But he's like, no. Yeah, I had no idea, man. But I remember he was at VidCon last year, and I saw him. I didn't get the opportunity to go up and talk to him, but I just remember seeing him, and man, he just looks like such a classic gamer. Like he's just rocking shorts, and he's not balling out. Like he's not at that.
Yeah,
that
golden
at all.
suit.
Yeah, no, he's just looks like a normal dude, which is it's cool to see. And I mean, good for him on the $4.5 million house if that's true. But
yeah,
damn, that's crazy.
It's totally incredible the opportunity that the viewers give us. And one thing that really upsets me though, and I'm gonna go on a little bit of rant here, is that I look at, because when I was doing my research for the top 5 YouTubers with crazy cars or whatever, every single comment, you don't deserve this. My dad's in the military. He works his ass off. My dad's an accountant. He drives a Toyota Prius. And it's like, I think a lot of people don't understand how the economy works or whatever, is that, if it's so easy and if we don't deserve it, then why don't you do it,
Yeah.
There's a lot more work that goes in behind the scenes, because they're like, you just play video games and make money. That's Timar. Oh, you just play Call of Duty, make money. Editing, business. There's commentary. The scrutiny that comes with it.
Right.
A lot of people can't take criticism, and to have 1,000 comments telling you to kill yourself is something that they can't deal with it. And,
yeah.
And entertaining too.
I think one part of it is that people don't understand how money is earned.
Mm-hmm.
And it is kind of like a shitty thing, but I had a class actually this year at school that talked about this, and the thing with money is it's not like how hard you work is equivalent to how much you earn. Because if you think about it, like my professor put it in this way, like imagine it like the CEO of Apple versus like someone that works at the Apple store.
Yeah.
Like like millions of dollars versus like whatever an Apple Store salary is.
Yeah, $9 an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, so like if you're making like 100 times more than someone, does that mean you work 100 times harder? And it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's impossible to work 100 times harder than someone. Like that's just impossible.
Mhm.
But that CEO provides a value, right?
Yeah,
And the rarer your
absolutely.
value is, the more you are worth. It's not about how hard you work necessarily. And obviously, I mean, we both know any YouTuber will tell you like it's a pretty busy job.
Yeah.
But
No.
YouTubers are able to create a very, very unique value that no one else can
Yeah.
create. Like no one else can be Tommy. No one else can be Patrick, right? That's like it's a very niche thing, but like if you're able to find it, and like you said, you know, the criticism and like just having the balls to go for it, like any
Yeah.
entrepreneurial thing. Let's say, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna put myself out here and I'm gonna work
Yeah.
at this and try to eventually hit it. You know, there's a lot of that too, I think.
Mhm.
So
I totally agree with that. Especially that so many people aren't willing to commit. And I have friends in real life, and they see my channel, and they're like, "Dude, you're doing great. I'm gonna do it too." And I'm like, "Dude, there's so much you don't know." And it's like over the past couple years, right? We've learned how search engines work. We know what people look to expect. So it's like it comes natural to us on what's cool, what to do, stuff like that. But for these people who are coming in, right? They have no clue, literally zero experience, and they expect that because I can do it or you can do it, that anyone can do it. And that's
yeah,
not how it is. If you're not entertaining, if you don't make good videos, if you don't edit well, you don't know how to get your videos out there, it's not gonna work. And that's what
yeah.
people don't understand.
I think like I think being naive about YouTube is almost a good thing when you start, because like imagine if you lost all your editing skills, like it just kind of poofed out of your head, like commentating, and you just started off where you were day one, but you
Yeah.
knew how much work it was gonna take. I think you'd just be like,
Yeah,
nah. So in
Yeah.
that sense, it's like good, because I think if I had to do this all over again, like it'd be a lot of work.
Yeah, if you saw like right in the beginning on everything that you'd have to do, and there's a lot of stuff you have to sacrifice as well. And today's my dad's birthday, and right after this podcast, I'm running over because he lives in a different house than I do right now. I'm running over and we're celebrating his birthday. But it's like, I mean, I had school, I had to come home, make this video, and then I promised a podcast, and I was like, I got to do it.
Yeah.
And he totally understands it as well. Is that the thing that's more important to him? It's not about celebrating his birthday. It's about having successful children, and that's what he cares about. But unrelated though is that as an individual, I have to sacrifice a lot of time. And you know, I I'm trying to put it in a way. I'm gonna tell you a story really quickly. So I have a friend, right, and he loves Twitch streams. Every day he watches Soda Poppin', he watches Syndicate. I don't think even Syndicate streams that much on Twitch anymore. But he used to watch Syndicate, all those guys, Lyric. Um, Anyways, though, regardless, he loves it, right? And he tried to do it, and he started streaming. I think it was Call of Duty, right? And it killed him, right? He was expecting 1 million viewers. Everyone loves me. I'm gonna do it, and no one watched him. And
Yeah.
it's literally like you're blown out of the water when you realize, how do I get people to come over? It's a lot harder than just starting, And that's what no one comprehends that.
Yeah.
Once you finally get your head around that, you realize, okay, this is a lot harder than it looks like. And that's like trying to make it on the acting scene,
Yeah.
You gotta, if you're an actor, right? It's a lot easier to land movie roles when you have, let's take an example, Leonardo DiCaprio, right? He plays in these big movies, Wolf of Wall Street, right? And it's like, all right, dude, he's landing The Revenant and all these other guys. So it's like, okay, well, if he's doing it, I can do it, right? But when you get on there, you're like, okay, does anyone want me as an actor? And they're like, yeah, if you want, you could be walking past one of the guys.
You can be an extra.
Yeah, you could. We'll pay you $10 if you stand in the background right now. And that's what no one realizes is that YouTube is entertainment. It's literally it has replaced TV.
Yeah.
And TV's still there, but and if you've seen like demographics and analytics as well, YouTube has taken over television in almost every way possible. And when I say YouTube, I'm more as if speaking about Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Amazon Prime, HBO, all these things. They are so much more viewed than television. Television's becoming a thing of the past, and it's still always gonna be there, I think, like news wise.
Yeah,
But
well, maybe as long as people that watch it. But I think by the time our generation is in their 60s and 70s, I don't think it'll be around because the
no.
people that watch television are older. Because that's
Well,
what
I
they
think it's gonna be like
do.
radio, like radio stations and stuff like
That's
that.
true.
Because
That's true.
it could be there. People could just turn it on to have it as like a filler type thing. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, the house is really quiet or whatever. And
Yeah.
so maybe like we want the news on or something like that, or maybe we want we're trying to explore for new things. That's what TV is gonna be for. But for the most part, though, if you like a show, you're not waiting until Sunday night at 9 o'clock to watch it. You're gonna wait until Monday morning when it's already uploaded to like a streaming platform or because nowadays it's all pirating. Every and I have allegedly never done this before, but I know lots of people, and they just pirate everything. What's the
Yeah.
point of sitting through 10 hours of ads? And the commercial breaks are so annoying too, is because you lose focus about what's happening in the TV show. And then as well though, is you watch all these ads and you only get like 30 minutes of stuff, and half the time it's all cliffhangers. And,
Yeah,
and
it's
what's
like,
the
isn't it
point?
like a 2-to-1 ratio?
Yeah,
Most shows is like 40 minutes for an hour.
it's because pirating has really taken a toll. Is that why would it's so easy. You literally type in one website, you're streaming the thing right there. It's so easy to go pirate something rather than sit through ads just to watch it. Who goes
Yeah.
and buys DVDs? No one.
Yeah.
No one buys DVD unless you actually like it. But it's like if you just I haven't bought a DVD in months, and it's like I don't need to. I could just watch it once, and then I'm never gonna watch it again.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because everyone like you see people and they've spent like thousands of dollars on like a DVD collection and they're so proud of it. And they're just like, dude, I have Netflix and I have 4 times the amount of CDs on your wall at the tip of my fingers. It's like why spend $3,000 when you could spend $9 a month?
Yeah.
And that's technology, and it's awesome. But
And the thing is it's only gonna go further and further. It's just gonna keep evolving.
I don't know if you heard of the big deal between I believe it's Disney and Netflix. But every
didn't.
single Disney film, which includes Marvel, so the Avengers, Captain America, they're all being able to stream on Netflix.
Damn.
Every single one. So like Frozen, Mickey Mouse or whatever, right? Every single thing is getting streamed on Netflix. It's this big deal. And it's never happened because, Marvel has, contracts with Hulu and all that. And it's crazy how, that's happening. So, and it's only getting streamed on Netflix, by the way. And I'm starting to spend up to $50 a month watching TV because there's all these contracts where it's exclusive. Okay, you can only watch it on this platform. So I have Amazon Video, Netflix, Hulu, HBO. What else do I have? Xfinity. I have 5, and I'm paying $10 a month. And you're giving them much more money than just watching commercials.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand this, but television and all that, they work on the same exact system that we have with CPMs and stuff like that. And I mean, they're watching 4 ads in a row, or they're probably watching a total of like 40 ads, but still based on that, the amount of monetized views compared to the amount that you're paying with your subscription, you're giving them far more money, and you're getting much more content.
Well,
It's a much more profitable thing.
the weird thing with television though is you have to pay for the service, and then you get like again this like 3-to-1, 2-to-1 ratio of ads.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's weird. Like if you think about it, like, imagine if you had to pay $10 for Netflix, and then you also had to watch ads. Like that would people would just be like, no, like screw you.
Yeah, I know.
But
That's what Hulu does too, and I hate watching Hulu. And I barely even use it. I might even cancel my thing. Is that I bought it, right? Because they have like every episode of The Flash, and then apparently it turns out that they only have the last 5 episodes or the latest 5 episodes of The Flash, and that I have to watch normal ads with it. And it's like, once again, it goes back to the why not just pirate it? You can get the same exact stuff for free
yeah,
with no ads. and that's kind of where TV's lacking. But,
Yeah,
crazy
man.
stuff. Yeah, crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
All right. I think we'll end it there.
Yeah. This
These
is
podcasts,
incredible.
I swear to God, I don't know if it's because I do these live now, but these podcasts are getting longer and longer. I started out at an hour, then I'd ease into like an hour 15, and now I've been, like the last 3 have been like an hour 30, but
Dude,
it's good. It's
I
good. They
love
go.
them.
It goes quickly, eh? Like it's
Yeah.
something that when you're here, it doesn't feel like it's that long. And I don't know listening to it because I've never listened. Actually, I have listened to a few of my podcasts. Just I don't know.
Dude, it's
one of those
awesome.
things,
I
but
love listening to it.
Yeah.
You learn so much, and it's crazy though. Honestly, this has been definitely a different experience though, because it was like a couple weeks ago. I was like, dude, Pat, this podcast you got going is so awesome. And now, like being in it, and tomorrow when I'm on my way to school, I'm probably gonna listen to it, and then I'm just gonna, I probably turn it off though because I hate listening to myself. I don't know. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's the same thing with you. It's weird. I mean, plus I guess I've already watched the podcast considering I was a part of it, but it's
Yeah.
so like crazy being on the opposite side podcast.
Yeah. I
You're in
bet.
control of the topics and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
better.
That'd be funny if you listened to it, but. Yeah, man. Actually, before we end this, I was just gonna say I think I'm gonna I'm gonna try to get this up on iTunes.
That'd be
I
awesome.
finally make the jump. I've been thinking about it for like months now, and I hit it on SoundCloud. I don't like SoundCloud. I just want to be
See,
like
the thing
legit.
My problem with YouTube right now, right? And coming from an actual regular viewer who watches just about every single one that posts, right? Is that the thing with YouTube is you can't close it, right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's such a big it takes away battery life and stuff like that. And with iTunes, right? I have I have the whatchamacallit. I have you can just play it, right? Because
Yeah, you can save it to your phone.
and so I don't
Put it
know
anywhere.
for Android users. I think there's like you could upload it to the Google Play Store or something.
Yeah,
I don't
I'd have
really.
to- if I was gonna do iTunes, I'd have to do that one, wouldn't I?
Yep.
It'd only be
So,
fair. But yeah, I think iTunes is the place to start. If I'm gonna do iTunes, I'll probably slap some ads on the front of these just to get that, because I think you have to pay for streaming on iTunes, don't you?
I don't know. I've never done anything like that,
Yeah.
but
Anyways.
a lot of people do that.
Oh, we just got raided again by Parker.
Is he getting
Good
you
thing
back
we didn't.
already for the day?
Good thing we didn't end it. That'd have been really awkward.
Yeah,
if-
everyone go. It's SmithSquad. It's ended.
This
Sorry,
podcast is
Parker.
over. All right. Well, thank you, Parker. This is the guy I raided yesterday, so he's just
Okay, so he's getting you back, man.
returning the favor. Yeah.
All right, so now, all right, before we end this, Parker, you need some sort of, is it Parker raid? What's the name?
Parker.
Everyone needs a name for raid. The park raid, raiding the park. Parting. You know what? I'm not
Parker
great.
raid. Parker raid. There and there. I don't know.
All right, yeah.
It's kind of lame.
Parked.
Parker.
Someone says parked. Okay.
Park.
Yeah.
We're parking in your stream.
Yeah, parking. Okay. That's
Parking.
not bad. That's not
Getting
bad.
Parking.
Not bad. Yeah, you're about to get
Oh, Jimbathy's here as
okay,
well.
Jimothy.
Great
My-
cast. Super
my favorite,
informative.
my favorite co-host, or I wouldn't say co-host,
100 emoji. Thanks for
Yep.
that 100 emoji.
Yep.
That lets me know that you liked it extra.
Yeah. You know what I'm really curious about is Jimothy's real name Jimmy?
I think that's some
Jimothy, you got to answer that.
I think that's some
'Cause
classified information that you'll
He's
never
gonna be
know.
like, my name's John.
He's gonna be like, my name's Lagan, because they're brothers.
Yep, it's obvious. Him, Lagan, and Yodi Slayer are all brothers.
Yes, Yogi Slayer in there too. Parking the parked car raid.
Yep.
All right.
Backed up parking.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was SmithSquad Podcast number 96.
I need to do it.
Oh,
Hang
there
on.
we go. There we go.
Here we go, boys. It's over.
No, it's not over yet. I was gonna say, if you guys want to check out Tommy's channel, I linked to Top5Central because that's where you've been posting on. If you like top fives, videos of the top 5 variety, you are in luck because he's got a couple of them at least two.
Couple.
All right. Thank you guys for
aren't up.
watching. That's SmithSquad Podcast episode 96.
96.
3 left to the big 1-0. Anyways, or 1-0. Bye. Peace out.
Later.